Hello, and welcome back to Therapist Plays Firewatch. There's no time to waste. I must know if I have completely missed the mark on my understanding of these characters, as I've been positioning them as being susceptible to some pretty common perceptive distortions. But I don't know. At this point, I genuinely don't know. I could have been wrong about everything. Henry could still be wrong about everything. Well, since I'm going back to my tower, I may as well reclaim my lost friend here. I know I said I would just leave it here, but I don't know anything anymore, I guess. So the only thing I know is that this pine cone somehow keeps finding its way back to me, even though I've lost it, misplaced it, abandoned it, chastised it, but it's never abandoned me. So why should I start abandoning it? Oh shit.
Whoa.
Sketchy.
Delilah, there's smoke coming from the site. I just climbed out of there and the bridge collapsed.
What?
What the hell happened to you? It's definitely not the best idea.
It wasn't me.
What do we do?
Call it in.
Do we just treat it like a normal fire?
You call it in.
We just call it in like any other fire.
And what about who started it? What about them?
The person
I don't
who
know.
started it?
Yeah.
We're talking about people watching us out here who are now burning the forest and everything in it around us. I don't know what to do about that.
Except get the hell out.
Yes, get us the hell out of here.
I will.
Oh shit, he's gone full conspiracy. Last seen at the lake. Missing teens. Missing person. Mitch Michaels. Ron and Dave. I don't think Ron and Dave have fucking anything to do with anything. Okay, so this is just all the stuff that we've collected over time. What is our current thinking? Okay, I've seen that one. Site reports, know too much, Delilah lying. That's kind of the saddest part about all of this to me, is Henry's relationship with himself is like not the best right now. I'm just gonna pause it so it's not beeping at us. He clearly feels out of sorts with his role in Julia's life and his role in Delilah's life and his role out here, and everything's sort of unwinding for him. And I don't think that like his own emotions are the most trustworthy right now. At the same time, like he's withdrawing to himself when Delilah actually, despite some early uncertainty, she's turned out to be the most sort of stable thing in his life, kind of the most dependable. And I actually think she's getting wrapped up in his shit right now. It hasn't really been much of her intervention that's caused more paranoia and more chaos. She's made some suggestions about how to get out of it, but he's the one reporting the stuff. And I don't think he's very reliable at this exact moment. Pinecone or not. So let's see. Tracking device. This also makes no fucking sense to me. Okay. Henry, boy. Henry, my boy. That's the tracking device. Okay. This big fucking thing with bolts on it. How do you think that they're tracking you? Have you sort of checked your person? Do you have one of these bolted onto your arms or legs, or just look in your backpack? That is a huge fucking tracking device. It's like something you would put on a bear or something. I don't know. I'm going to turn out to make myself look like a fucking idiot from this series if it just turns out to be a government conspiracy. I don't know what to say. It just doesn't track for me, and I'm basing that solely off of like the headspace that I think he's in, and what some of these like narrative influences are suggesting to me. He's surrounded himself with information and books, and he's highlighted certain parts of his journey that confirm pre-existing beliefs. And I don't blame him for that. I think he's just scared, which is not what he came out here for. He came out here for like peace of mind.
Are you leaving your lookout?
This receiver picked something up. I'm just checking it out.
I really don't think you should do that, Henry. I think we should just hunker down. Things are getting out of hand.
I won't go far.
Henry.
And I think we should keep things quiet.
Oh, is he shutting her out now? He's... can I just get this thing to stop beeping, though? It's fucking annoying. He's decompensating, actually. Like, decompensation. The things, the coping skills, the perceptions that keep him grounded, they're starting to waver and fall away. And he's retreating to less adaptive coping styles like isolation and shutting out and hyperfixation, and this kind of initiative that's informed mostly by anxiety rather than trying to collaborate and problem solve with the only other person who's in this. I don't think he did enough to really challenge the information that he's been picking up. Like, it's the combination for me of there's all these gadgets and doodads, and I don't know what they are for. I don't know anything about technology, but I know that they're for tracking me. He has to be able to look at that and say, well, I really don't know enough about this stuff to be certain that this is what it's for. I know that doesn't explain the reports that we just saw. But that doesn't make sense to me either. Like, the reports are all official and typed and stuff, but then you have like this like scratched handwriting on the notepad. I just think that these are different things going on. Like, maybe the government is studying you. Would they burn down their own camp? You're not a threat to them. Really? Like, they've got, if it's the government, they've got tons of blackmail on you already. Oh my god. It's right in front of me. What is it? What is it? Oh, it's a backpack.
Shit! What?
Jesus. Shut the fuck up! What is this? Some sort of key?
I found some sort of supply bag, light camping gear, some clothes, basics, but it was alarmed. I think that's what was making the receiver go haywire.
You're okay? It's not a trap or anything?
Yeah, I'm fine. But there's also a set of keys here. I don't know why they'd be hidden out here. They say Shoshone National Forest, Cave 452. Is that the one in the canyon?
Yeah, it is. Who the hell took them?
And what the hell is in that cave?
Okay, let's just think. Maybe they're panicking and we're preparing to beat it. The fire has them spooked, and we have new walkie-talkies, so we have the upper hand.
Yeah, well, it's hard to feel like you have the upper hand when you're standing in the dark in the middle of the woods.
Oh. Well, you're back in your tower. Maybe you need a drink, too.
I'm not in my tower.
I am looking at a man standing in your lookout. And it's not you?
It is not me.
Oh my god, go.
I'm going.
I've got the axe. I've got the axe. I just need to know what the fuck is happening at this point. I need to know how incorrect I am. The thing is, I want to believe that my who benefits line of questioning is a foolproof way of examining people's motives. Maybe we just need to revisit the question now that we have a little more information. Okay, I've got my battle axe. Oh, it's really a safety axe. But I plan to do nothing safe with it. I don't see anyone.
I don't see anyone up here.
He was just there.
What's this?
Left a cassette player taped to my damn door.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Well, let's see what's on it. Tape of us talking down at the site. It sounds like it was recorded from somewhere nearby.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and it sounds like we were the ones who burned it down and that it was your idea.
Oh my god.
We are screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't freak out, okay? Don't freak out.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening, Henry?
Okay, now it's worth freaking out. It's pretty bad. It makes it look pretty bad. It's gonna be okay. I don't know why we would think that.
Someone claiming to be Henry in Two Forks called a lookout in another sector early this morning and said that I knew what caused the Wapiti Meadow fire. So I just got off the horn with that lookout who's wondering what I know, or that I'm an arsonist, or that I'm fucking losing it. Furthermore, I bet you don't have the only tape of us from last night, so someone has evidence to back it up.
Oh, she's so distressed.
What someone's been keeping in that cave.
I'm going down there now.
We don't have a lot of time left out here, and if we don't find some fucking answers, when they lift us out of here, it's gonna be in handcuffs.
We just stick together.
We have to stick together, okay? Keep our story straight. From the first day with those girls to the person breaking in on our conversation, everything.
That's right.
We gotta be honest and consistent.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I know.
Okay, Henry is sort of pulling back to his own value center there, which is a good sign, actually. I think that Delilah being in distress has sort of activated, like, some sort of reserves of rationale for him. Where's Shelly, though? I mean, I guess I did put her back in my pocket. I'm just going to assume that she's back in my pocket. So let's revisit the subject here, okay? And this is what I need. Okay. Who benefits from the framing of Henry and Delilah? I'm gonna be honest. The government stuff makes no fucking sense to me. Like, I'm gonna make myself out to look like an idiot if it's true. But why the fuck would the government give a shit about framing two random people for a forest fire, if only to cover up the fact that they were spying on them? But the government spies all the fucking time. They don't give a shit whether people know about it. And I don't think that they would do something as slipshod as breaking into this fucking place and setting their own camp on fire. Like, that's ruffian shit, okay? That's not black hat shit, okay? That's not something Neil Black, my boy Sturgeon, would write into one of his stories. That's not a Sturgeon book. Get this trash off of my desk. Where's Sturgeon? That's not it either. Garbage. There he is, my boy. Okay. Experience Richard Sturgeon's explosive follow-up to One Chance to Die. See, look, if Sturgeon was writing the plot of this book, all right, he wouldn't come up with something as fucking idiotic as a national forest governmental entity, like, burning their own shit down to cover up that it was spying on, like, basically two completely irrelevant people's conversation. So the government angle, I'm shutting it down, all right? No one benefits from that. Who benefits from the framing of the two of us? Someone who actually doesn't want to be found by the government. Someone who doesn't want Neil Black coming to scoop him up. Someone who knows that even the most basic private eye could have fucking discovered what the hell was really going on out here. They don't even need Neil Black for that. So my guess is rogue provocateur. Someone who has no relation to anything else. Maybe Ron. Maybe it's Ron or Dave. Could be one of those guys. But what would their motives be? Sounds like Ron and Dave really just like to get fucked up and have a little bro connection every once in a while. National Forest Service or working for them? No, that's not a good theory. What else do we got here? Brian Goodwin. Goodwin's under surveillance too. I don't even remember who the Goodwins were. Was that like one of the kids? Maybe Brian Goodwin was the kid who liked the dragons or whatever. What else we got? The teens. Could the teens be involved? Actually a bear? Teens in on it? Frame it. It could be the teens. The teens could be behind all of this. It could be teenage level conspiracy because like I said, yeah, it's pretty, it's a pretty hacky way to form a cover-up. I don't think the teens are wise enough to like use this kind of shit and stage all of the government equipment or whatever. So it's not Ron and Dave, I don't think. I don't think it's the teenagers. What about this? Who's this? I don't even remember this. Mitch Michaels. Missing person. Last seen at the lake. Others missing. Teens? I think it's suggesting that he's wrapped up in the presumptive murders. Framing us. For what? Frame me for attack. The only other thing I can think of... yeah, it's not Delilah either. The only other thing I can think of is that there was a man in the forest at the very beginning of the game, and he had his flashlight. He blinded me, and then he ran up and destroyed my little lookout here. Now, that could have been a G-man, a government man. But I've read enough Richard Sturgeon to know that the government's got bigger plans than messing with all this shit out here. So my conclusion is, I don't know. I don't know shit about any of this, but I don't think that any of the working theories are correct either. I think... where the fuck did I put my thinking pine cone? Well, I can't find it, so I'll just have to take this Sturgeon book. I think that I'm about to be blindsided by something that has maybe been in front of me all along, but it has been kind of masterfully occluded by the game's narrative for me to not pick up on it. And with that said, I think it's time that we boldly go in search of answers. To the cave. You know who doesn't benefit? Wildlife. Nature. Doesn't benefit from the fires. Doesn't benefit from the human meddling. They kind of benefit from the government studying them. If the point of that study is to, I don't know, help their migration patterns and preserve the ecology of their environment. Really, if the government is studying the birds out here, I mean, the birds are the ones winning. They're the only ones actually benefiting from any of this shit. I think the only people who would benefit from framing Henry and Delilah for doing something wrong is someone who did something wrong themselves. An unseen culprit of something. Maybe there has been a murderer out here. Maybe they did murder the teens. Maybe they did disappear some of these other individuals. Start these fires. Then I don't know why that explains the equipment.
Hey, you didn't actually make that call, right? To the other lookout. It just stuck in my craw. I let myself imagine how fucked I would be if you'd been lying to me. But now that I asked, I kind of just wish I hadn't.
Of course not. I like here that we can play out a scenario where the relationship is less or more trusting. I get that it like ultimately doesn't have an impact on the story, but I actually appreciate that it allows us to see the capacity of these characters to be very close to one another over the period of time that they've known each other, but under extreme stress and insecurity and fear of like getting in trouble for things. Some that they like actually have done, like not reporting certain things, but obviously they didn't start the fire. But how quickly you could sort of turn over in your head, like maybe this person's been lying to me the whole time. Is the story getting at the inherent capacity of completely dissolving trust in people when your own livelihood or life is at stake, potentially? Maybe it's just getting at the idea that paranoia is a coping style to deal with extreme fear, a kind of fight or flight response, a capacity to explore all options, including, you know, someone who I trust very deeply at my core may have been lying to me. That's paranoia talking, though, not the person thinking with their values.
Of course I didn't. No way. They're trying to pit us against each other.
Yeah, you're right.
That's not gonna happen, though.
Thanks, Henry.
I am enjoying role-playing them as two people who have the capacity to change themselves, inspired by seeing someone else capable of change. Delilah strikes me at the beginning of the story as someone who wanted to be a free spirit, that lack of inhibition, not really caring what people think or say and just speaking her mind. But at the same time is that kind of an echo of not wanting to feel very committed to things because she was going to commit to someone and they abandoned her. I think for her own sake and sanity, she wanted to feel like she was incapable of deep attachments after that, and that she would always be a free spirit because look what attachments have done to me. They've left me miserable and alone. And so she's wondered, as she sort of played along the storyline, whether an attachment with someone like Henry was safe, viable, would be reciprocated. And in this moment of increasing doubt, we get to be a Henry who says yes. Like, an attachment with me is safe for you. attachments in general are safe for you. I think regardless of any kind of romantic outcomes for the two of them, that's a very positive influence that he's having on her. And that there are good things about being a uninhibited free spirit, but losing the ability of commitment or the trust in safe attachments is probably not one of those things. And for Henry, someone who I've been role-playing as someone who leads with hesitation and mostly takes initiative when he's in some sort of crisis, as someone whose mind has been quite negatively influenced by strange occurrences and confusing new relationship with Delilah. He's had so many of these like value conflicts of like, you know, am I supposed to remain loyal to Julia, or am I supposed to follow this new connection? Should I report this or should I not? Like all these things that I'm unsure if I'm the type of person who would or could or should do those things. And here, I'm seeing a lot of conviction from the man. Yes, you can trust me. No, I'm not gonna like insult you for that insecurity because I have the very same. We know from the notes that we just saw up in the cabin that Henry has allowed himself to visit the idea of Delilah lying. And at the same time, we just told her that she has nothing to worry about. And I think that if there is a pathway out of these perceptive delusions and insecurities that he has, they are in rooting to the values that he came in with, and that this whole journey was about refining. What does he really care about? Who is he as a person deep inside? Under any circumstances, good or bad. Whatever we're about to find is going to put those to the test. And I'm curious to see what comes of them. Here's the cave. Bam!
What the hell? Jesus, this is a big cave.
Have we like lost reception down here or something? Find a way out. Oh, this is dangerous. This is a very dangerous place to be.
It's freezing in here.
The echo is kind of cool, though. Dangerous places could be very cool. What's that?
Is anybody down there?
Shoot. Looks like a kid's shoe. Might be a teen's.
Hey, are you there?
Yeah, what is it? What did you find?
Nothing yet, because someone tried to trap me in there.
You
What?
saw someone?
No, someone slammed the gate behind me and then ran away. I found another way out, but if I hadn't, Jesus!
Did that
So
happen?
you didn't find anything?
No, there's a spot where someone had sunk an anchor, but the hardware's gone now.
I don't have any climbing equipment.
I just have my ropes. I'm gonna hike back to Two Forks and see if I can find anything that could double as an anchor to use in the spot.
Well, that doesn't sound dangerous.
Dangerous and cool. Never allow me to be a safety instructor or a mountaineer or someone who does anything outside and responsible for the physical safety of another human. Mental safety, yes, you can trust me with that, but do not put me in charge of people's physical safety. It's not a good idea.
Delilah, I just found an outcropping that someone was using as a little fort. I think it was Brian Goodwin.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
He built himself a real castle.
Brian Goodwin.
Hey, remember that pack I found?
Back on your second day? Yeah.
I found a plan Brian drew about how he was going to get it back.
Oh, I'm sure it was quite elaborate.
It's some Wile E. Coyote stuff, I'll tell you that much.
Magnet hook. Needs boards.
I found an old school folder. Brian was a hell of a doodler.
So this is the kiddo. Oh, Stone's not a part of this investigation.
Brian was doing a science fair project about bouncing radio waves off of a meteor shower.
Poor kid left his homework?
Yeah. He must have been pretty smart, huh?
Yeah, sharper than a lot of the grown-up knuckleheads I'm used to, yeah.
You're saying I'm a
What, you're
knucklehead.
saying I'm one of those knuckleheads, is that it?
I wasn't, but, now that I think about it...
Because I know lots of stuff.
Oh, please, drown me in your surplus of knowledge. I've been waiting all these years for a man as wise as you to take this job.
Wait's over, sweetheart.
Call me sweetheart again, and you'll use that big sexy brain of yours to fill out your unemployment paperwork.
Sorry, boss.
Damn. Science fair. What if I told you that you could use meteors in our atmosphere to talk to people far away? You'd probably think I was a liar, but you would be wrong. Meteors, the alien rocks that come to our planet from outer space, can be used to bounce ham radio waves off of and let you use your radio much better than normal. Now you're thinking, okay, Brian, this sounds like a movie, like Flight of the Navigator. It's not real, but you're wrong. It is real. It's science. It's possible because of meteor scatter communications. My science fair project proves that meteor scatter communications is real. But what is it? But what it is, actually, it says. But what it is. MSC is, this is really, yeah, he's a kiddo. Radio propagation mode that utilizes the ionized trails of meteors within our atmosphere. Meteors, upon their atmospheric entry, can create a dense path of ionized particles that the ham radio operator can use to establish brief communications paths between operators up to 1,500 miles away. It's pretty cool. Why is the... it's so interesting. You have like the grading. Avoid second person. It's too conversational for science. I like the second person. Off of what? But what it is. Interesting. That's a nice little touch. It's like graded homework. Oh. A dinosaur.
He was in the middle of really sprucing up the joint when they left. It's a little weird that he'd just leave so much of his stuff out here.
Well, maybe they were in a hurry when they left. Like I said, he wasn't supposed to be out here.
Yeah.
They almost got busted. Brian liked to go out on the railing of the tower and wave at the planes that dumped water on fires, and... I got a call because someone thought a kid was up in Two Forks. I lied, and just said it was Ned. If I ratted him out, they would have been forced to leave, and... I don't know, I guess I just felt like I was saving him from whatever shitty life Ned was gonna bring him back to. Not that it ended up mattering.
I do see that as like noteworthy about Delilah, that she does get involved in people's lives. She meddles a bit, lies on their behalf even. I wonder, with permission, always.
He made the place pretty comfy, too.
That's an achievement.
Yeah, at the expense of what are probably stolen pillows.
That little shit.
He also stole his dad's climbing equipment, his anchors.
That's convenient.
Yeah, it is. I think he was going to hide them in a cash box or something and never got around to it. I mean, he left a note for a ranger to find them and send them back to him in Nebraska.
Because he hated climbing?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like Ned was pushing him, and pretending to lose his anchors was the easiest way to put a stop to it.
I hope it worked. God, what an asshole.
Yeah. Man, that is the sort of thing that would have caused me to catch a beating growing up.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't put it past old Ned.
Hi, my name is Brian Goodwin. If you found this note, it should be with a bunch of climbing anchors, I hope. Could you do me a favor and please return them to me? Brian Goodwin, in the mail. My address is Foxtrot Lane, North Platte, Nebraska. If you tell me your name and address, I'll give you a reward for this. You're probably wondering why I left these here. Well, they're my dad's and I don't want him to lose them, but I don't want to do any more climbing on this trip, so I thought I should pretend to lose them. But if you help me get them back, everyone will be happy. Thank you for your time. P.S. The reward will be good. That shoe that I found in the cave. Brian Goodwin shoe.
There's a ham radio schematic here, something Brian was working on.
Yeah, I think that was the one thing Ned did do with him. You know, tinkering on stuff like that.
Oh, the red lines. They're not a teacher's grading. That's his dad's grading. So the homework was also being graded by his father. What does that say about a kid that they have to steal and hide and pretend the equipment is lost to get out of climbing? Well, to me it says that this was not a relationship where listening was a part of the dynamic, that you'd have to reach out to a stranger to ask for help when, like, the person you're one of the closest people in your life, your father, is not a trustworthy source of help. And this, like, focus on a reward makes me feel like Brian got the message from all of these things, from the homework to the schematics to so many things, that validation and praise and people's willingness to help you is based on very transactional things. It's not to say that, like, parents shouldn't grade their kids' homework or even be critical of it if it's not good, but the fact that he didn't feel safe or comfortable telling his dad, or that his dad would even listen, to that he didn't want to do any more climbing. I mean, it sounds like he just wanted to be a kid. It's a very concerning relationship. I forget some of what Delilah had said about the relationship, but she did just hint at, like, Ned taking him back to whatever shitty life he had. Why was Ned putting so much fucking pressure on this kid?
A bunch of rocks stacked up. He made a wall and a perimeter.
that's perfect.
You know, maybe he made it because he was afraid of them.
Whenever I think of Brian possibly going through this crap, I get sick to my stomach.
Yeah. Sorry.
Despite Delilah's meddling behaviors, it's clear that she does them with good intention. I think she was perceptive enough to see that this kid was unhappy, and she put herself almost at harm's way, like at least harm in terms of potentially losing her job to make things better for him. You know what else? The fact that she remembered the types of dragons that Brian talked about. Man, does she really care, and would have made a great parent. It's always these games with the parents. Why does it always have to be uninvolved parents in these games that really get to me? To me, I look at this and I say, yeah, this is a kid who had no fucking outlet to talk about his interests, so he had to talk to a strange, nosy lady about it because his dad didn't really give a shit. And his dad was pushing him to be perfect, whittling down the best parts of his personality in favor of like scientific rigor, when it's like, you know what, like sometimes the best thing for a kid is to just let them be a fucking kid.
There's some grade A dork contraband here.
You found his pocket protector?
I found a data sheet for one Gladius Silva, half-elf armor 7.
Classic wizards and wyverns.
Oh man. Did you ever play this? Ned? Player Brian.
There's also a postcard here from Brian to, I guess, his neighbor.
What's it say?
That he's with his dad and sorry he can't mow his lawn this summer.
Oh, gosh.
And also he was worried his dad didn't know when school started. I'd say that's a lucky break if I were him.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Ned didn't really seem like a, with it dad.
I'm with my dad in Lander, Wyoming. It's pretty neat. Dad fished in a spot called Sinks Canyon. Oh, I can read this. Most of Wyoming looks like home in Nebraska, but then there are mountains and woods when you go far. I'm sorry I can't mow your lawn this summer, but I hope you found a good person to do it instead. Can you write back and tell my dad when school starts? I don't think he knows. Despite just being a kid, like he really was interested in getting smarter, and it's clear from his science report that he loves this stuff, but I wonder if this wasn't the situation where that was not enough for Ned. Like, it seems that performance and precision were more important than the fact that the kid had a genuine passion for things, but why overlook that? In favor of what? Why are we learning about all this stuff? Why is all this here? Ah, another sturgeon. Neil Black just exposed the largest underground gambling racket in the nation's history, with the mayor basking in glory. It's only when consequences come knocking. Is Neil Black called on again? Neil Black is a lot of things, but a fall guy isn't one of them. Oh, is it? Are we supposed to be like the Neil Black parallel? Will he beat the odds when the most dangerous, the mob, have his number? The high-risk sting goes wrong. It's only a matter of time before the powers that be do what they always do. Put it all on Black. I love this element of the story. It's hilarious. Oh, what do we got here, though?
He'd hide out here to read comics. The black band, his grief is his enemy's sorrow. Everyone this guy loves gets killed, so he honors them with a black armband which gives him superpowers.
Well, that's fucking dark.
It's kind of legit, though. Grief is a superpower. Go ahead, kill my family. It only makes me stronger. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. Oh, God. I'm starting to get worried that something not good happened. A little Brian Goodwin. I really hope that wasn't his shoe that we found in the... I mean, who else? I don't know. I don't know. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Go into the cave. All right. I've got too many strong feelings to think intellectually right now. It's probably what my boy Henry's been feeling this whole time, and I'm like, fucking figure it out, Henry, because I'm like not emotionally involved in his life the way that he is. But now I'm involved with emotions of my own, and I also find it hard to think clearly with them. I can't even figure out where the fuck I'm supposed to go. Back into the cave, I guess, but I don't know how to get in. Ah, here we go. I can repel. I'm a genuine mountaineer now. Feeling proud of myself.
What do you think is in there?
Something tragic. I'm probably going to get killed. There's something in there.
There's gotta be something. Why else try to kill me? I don't know, really. I mean, we gotta find out. What do you think?
Whatever it is, they don't want you telling anyone about.
I mean, they closed the door when they could have just...
Bashed your head in with a rock or chopped you up with a
Are you serious with this shit right now?
hatchet. God, are you sure you want to go back in there?
Yes.
Yeah, especially now that I'm thinking about all the fun ways to be killed.
That's right.
I'm sorry. Look, at least whoever locked you in doesn't know you've gotten out. Hopefully you find whatever they're hiding in there, and it'll be worth the risk. Also, those girls turned up. Looks like you didn't kill them. Nobody did. They took some farmer's tractor for a joyride down in Riverton and landed in jail.
Classic teen shit. Phew. Let's just take the win. Wow, not that the teens are in jail, but...
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah, we've got enough unanswered shit to answer for, I'd say.
I'm glad they're safe. In jail. I swear to fucking God, if something happened to that kid and his dad was involved somehow. Is that where this is going? That's... I came out here to be at peace, goddammit. Not get wrapped up in this... in these ethical dilemmas and... trials of the heart. I am way too unstable for this shit. Okay. We're back in the cave. Moment of truth. can't displace the idea that that's like a child sneaker. I want to just say that it fell down there, but I don't think that's what happened. Okay. Climb down further from here. Oh my god. What am I gonna find? This is, by the way, insanely terrifying to me. Like, I don't like being in caves. I don't like being inside of places like claustrophobic. I don't like being up very high. I don't like being down very below. I like to stay where I can see the sky. I don't want to be in it, though. And I do not want to be underground. Henry is a brave man. A very brave man. Because this is a Brady nightmare. I'd do it, though. I'd fucking do it for a kid.
You fell. Your stuff gave out. Oh, you poor fucking kid.
No one benefits from this. I'm in my sort of emotions about it. I know I have a tendency to be very hard on parents. Really with very minimal justification. I'm not a parent, so I only understand in concept the decisions that someone would make based on the fact that they had a kid in their life. And it seems like what happened to Brian is an accident. Regardless of what kind of parent Ned was, that's extremely tragic. And it's not the right question to ask if he would benefit from covering this up somehow. There's no way to benefit from something like this. And as for the conspiracy that it seems like he's involved in somehow, I make some really dumb decisions from time to time. Really dumb decisions. And I make them under very inconsequential amounts of stress comparative to something like losing a child. So I really can't claim to know what kind of headspace losing a kid puts you in and what kind of ways that fundamentally changes you. I can't speak on it from experience or even trying to understand it from a distance. I really can't. I don't think it justifies whatever else is going on here, but I think it's clear that no one's benefiting from whatever's happening here.
Hey, D.
There you are. I've been worrying my ass off.
Hey, you, might want to take a seat.
I've been sitting this entire time. I'm almost always sitting. What's wrong?
The only thing in the cave was a body.
A body? God, what a mess.
Delilah. It's Brian Goodwin.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. How does that... What? I don't... How?
Climbing, I think, or made to look like a climbing accident.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an accident.
I think that's just what it was. I mean, he was probably exploring the cave and maybe his rope gave out. But whoever locked me in there probably didn't even know about him.
That I don't agree with. I'm sorry, Delilah.
I'm sorry, Delilah. I'm so sorry.
He'd be alive if I'd told someone he was out here. I don't know where he'd be, but I can assure you it would not be rotting at the bottom of that cave. There's nothing to say. Hike back. I think we're leaving tomorrow anyway.
I thought this was a healing game. I thought this was a fucking healing game. This is recommended to me as a game to take a break from all of the intense, traumatic games like fucking Doki Doki Literature Club and Needy Streamer Overload. These sort of like intense, chaotic personality disorders. That's what this was pitched to me as. It was pitched to me as a solemn healing break from that shit. Well, it's not. It's another fucking depression game, which I know at this point is just my brand. I'm okay with that. Okay, this is my lot in life. Is for better or worse, I've been blessed or cursed with this desire and ability to discuss mental health, good and bad, and I do my best to advocate for it and make some of the solutions to it accessible to people through an entertainment medium for your viewing enjoyment. I'm okay with all that. In fact, I greatly enjoy it, and I appreciate that this is what I've chosen to do with my life. And here I've started getting into a bit of an emotional rant, and my coping cat has arrived to pacify me. I enjoy that I do this, but I continue to be surprised that even the things that are considered a kind of break from the usual trauma stuff it's just a different kind of trauma. This one's just sad trauma. It's not chaotic trauma. It's just sad. It's sad grief and guilt and loneliness trauma. And I think one of the best parts of this game is how realistic it's been with its portrayal of these characters and how well written and how realized they seem. And it seems like at the very end of the game here, much like real life, a clean resolution to some of these things is not going to be found. I think that learning something like that for someone like Delilah, who kind of protects herself from her own emotions by being this carefree, uninhibited, you only live once kind of attitude about things. But at the same time, she has this very deep, sensitive part of her that cared about that kid and immediately thought of herself as someone who could have prevented his death. But she didn't want to get him in trouble. And that's like one of the... I'm trying to have a serious conversation here. That's one of the more complicated things that I think she's dealing with here, which is that she made a value judgment back then. You know, I care enough about this kid and his well-being to lie and, you know, not get him in trouble for being out here. But ultimately making that decision Yeah, it might have played a role in whether or not he was in the situation where he could have fallen and whatever else, but that's not the same thing as being responsible for it. I think the same part of Delilah that cares enough to lie is the same kind that's going to punish herself for not telling the truth. It wasn't necessarily a good thing or a bad thing that she did. She saw a kid who maybe wasn't appreciated by his father as much as she thought he should or could be, and wanted him to have a fun summer in the woods. She indulged his interests and curiosities, and there's all kinds of reasons why Brian might have fallen in that cave, from exhaustion to distraction to, Ned not surveying the area well enough or whatever. And that's the thing about tragedies. Tragic, to me, carries this like weight of there's no clear place to put your feelings. There's no clear thing to blame. There's a little bit of all of it that's tragic. And I think when there is no place to put those feelings squarely on someone, it's quite easy to put them on yourself. It's kind of what Henry did with Delilah, isn't it? I don't know if he goes all the way to feel like he's responsible for, her condition, but I do imagine he questions the idea of whether he gave her a good enough life while they were together, or if she couldn't have had something better. And I think that that's one of the more negative things about perception and the relationship with the self, is that we're very quick to personalize negative things and to say, yes, I'm responsible for that tragedy. I'm responsible for a role in it, at least. But we're not so quick to personalize good things and to say, I'm responsible for how happy Henry's been while he's been out here. Or on Henry's side, I get to play a role in showing Delilah that like new attachments are possible and safe and can be fulfilling. We don't personalize those things as quickly. We're the first to criticize ourselves and the latest to forgive. And I think that both of these characters are going to have a lot to unpack when they finally get out of this situation and have more of their headspace to process and reflect on all of this. And I hope that they would utilize each other or as some kind of resource to help with that, because as we've seen from this game, being in your own head all the time, when you're not always your biggest supporter, it makes that process of feeling pretty difficult.
No, I was just busy packing up.
Well, there's gonna be a lot more. The service says this thing is 2% contained.
Well, is this the June fire or the site fire? Or...
Well, the two fires merged into one unmitigated disaster. They're renaming it after my lookout. You about packed up?
Oh, that's dirty. That's dirty work.
About things.
About what?
Oh, don't shut out. About what happened to Brian.
About what happened to Brian.
I don't have much to say. I'm fine. I'm sad. I'm whatever. I keep thinking about him down there, and I just want to get far away from here.
What can I do?
We just have to wait for the helicopters.
Okay.
Until then, could you follow that signal? Maybe?
Holy crap. Yeah, oh my god.
We don't know what it is. It could be nothing.
Yeah, it could also be whoever was listening to us, whoever made the tape.
Okay. Yeah, look, you should pack up everything you need in case we get the call and you can't come back.
All right, look, if something happens...
I'll remember you.
What?
I was hoping you'd have a backup plan or something.
Yeah, okay, I'm probably gonna move to Canada. Ontario, maybe.
No, I meant if something happens to me.
Right, if you don't find out who made the tape and I have to hit the road.
I like that she's finding some humor. I mean, it seems obvious to me that it's Ned, no? Like, who else? It's not the government. I am completely sold on that. I don't think they give a shit. It's not the teens, obviously. The only other character of note involved in the story is Brian's father. I don't know exactly what the timeline is, though, of when they were out here. 1986. And it's like 1989, right? Or whatever. I don't know. Has he like come back into the forest and is trying to cover some of this up? The only thing that's not explained is why they would have these reports. That is still a mystery to me. Like, someone was observing them. I don't know. All I know is that Sturgeon is probably making a killing off of writing the same book over and over again. And you know what? More power to him. Well, I think I have to switch the question around for future investigations, which is, who doesn't benefit? Well, we know nature doesn't benefit from any of this shit. Looks like hell on earth out here. Henry didn't benefit. Delilah didn't benefit. Brian Goodwin didn't benefit. Ned Goodwin doesn't benefit, even if he's behind it all. He lost his kid. The salmon in the creek don't benefit. The bears in the bushes, they don't benefit. The birds in the wind benefit none. And I think that that's kind of indicative of how messed up the situation is. This has really not been about who benefits. I think when you're dealing with a tragedy, it's not about looking for any particular resolution. It's not something you can fix. It's just something you have to live with. Getting closer.
What's your status?
I think I'm getting close.
All right, well, I just got word that they are coming to get us. My place.
You sound worried.
No, it's just...
Brian?
I'll coordinate with the evac team and let you know when to head towards the tram. It's north. Far. Past where you found that cut back in May. There's an emergency tram out there that will let you hike to the rendezvous point in my lookout.
I guess this would be the first time we ever actually see each other in person, too. It's gotta be strange. Not exactly high on the priority list of concerns, though, of course. Other than to say that, like, it would feel like she's actually real and might provide some relief. I gotta find the fucking end of this thing because I'm sick of its beeping. Henry. The fuck?
Yeah, hi, Henry. Hey, you better find this before it burns up.
Ned.
We've been causing each other a lot of headaches. Now I gotta go stake out a site that's as fit for living as the one you're about to find. You'll get it when you see it. You can't blame me for keeping an eye on you. Not after bumping into you back in May. Down by the cave, for Croc's sake. I've been up here for 3 years. I kept it cozy. Winters are harsh as hell, and I ran out of books. But I got that.
Read all the Sturgeon.
Delilah, she's a record you don't gotta flip. I kinda get why Brian took to her. About a week ago, I stopped worrying about you finding anything out, and that's right when everything went shithouse with you two. You guys don't know anything about having kids. All right, nobody knows nothing. It ain't Andy and Opie walking down a lake to fish every afternoon. It ain't Mayberry. But you gotta know I didn't kill him. All right, we were climbing. I was teaching him. Brian was uneducated in the way to do anything. He just fucking didn't sink his anchor the right way. You know, I thought about going back, having to answer questions and having to get him put in the ground, and I didn't see the point. Don't come looking for me. Sorry about your wife.
We found the surveillance operation.
Okay, what does that mean? What is it?
It was Ned Goodwin. He was the one listening to us, just him.
Goodwin. He made the tape?
Yeah. He's gone. He's deeper into the Shoshone. He doesn't want anyone to know he's out here.
Because he killed Brian. Because he killed his fucking son. You need to get back here. They say the helicopters are making rounds.
Okay.
My God. It's like I said, I cannot even imagine the ways your mind will twist to explain something like losing your kid. How much he would play it over in his head, whether he had a role or not, or if he wasn't so hard on Brian. Like, I just don't think the brain is equipped to make sense of something like that. I do not think we're capable of it. And so all I can say is that it's clear that this fucking destroyed Ned's mind. I have similar thoughts to other games that I've played where we're dealing with a tragedy, where something terrible happened and it wasn't anyone's particular motive for that thing to happen. As a clinician and as someone who is supposed to lead with empathy when I try to look at situations like this, I try to remind myself that it's not really my role or my responsibility or my interest to try to point out whether someone's thoughts, experiences, behaviors are justified. I'm not really interested in the subject of whether someone's contribution to a tragedy limits whether they're deserving of forgiveness. I think that's a choice that we all have to make ourselves. I'm interested in whether people make peace with things. And what I see from Delilah right now is she's already dedicated herself to he killed his son. That must be the answer, because to accept the tragedy that it was in some parts Ned's responsibility to look after his kid and in some parts a freak accident is like a very complicated thing to accept, especially if you care about the kid. I don't know if that idea is going to put her at peace with how she deals with this going forward. I would hate to think that this is a story about people coming out worse than they came into it. I think that that would be a very simplified way to characterize mental health in general. There are definitely things that Delilah has come to peace with, and others that are being upended by new chaotic things like this revelation about Brian. I think that life is just a fucking complicated, continuous journey of learning and unlearning and relearning and just trying to keep yourself fucking sane through all of it. And as we've seen, blaming is one of the quickest ways we try to defend that sanity. Ned must have killed his son. The government must be after me. I must not have been good enough to stay with. I must not be a trustworthy person to leave Julia with. I think it's all just a grasping for meaning that, unfortunately, has landed in a lot of negative places for these characters. And Ned, like I said, it's very complicated. In some ways, I do think that he is responsible, but I don't know if that's the same as being to blame. The last thing I'll say on that, my interest is in how people come to peace about things, and I don't think peace is the same thing as closure. I think closure is finding this sense of definitive truth to your perception. Like, I know Brian would be alive if I had, reported that he was out here. I know that his father had something to do with his death. I know that these are different things because both Delilah and Henry came out here for peace, not for closure. They were satisfied enough with nature and the way it isolates and clears your mind. And unfortunately, it's all being taken away. Well, the story's not over just yet. Hopefully it doesn't end on quite as miserable a note.
I guess he's been dumping trash up here for a while.
The teen magazines. Typewriter.
Goodwin was the one who wrote the reports I found at the site.
Thank fucking God. I was genuinely worried that at the end of this series I would have made myself out to look like a fucking fool. But my therapeutic intuition saved the day.
God.
What?
Nothing, just some of Brian's stuff. Brian was a nice-looking kid.
Yeah.
He held on to some of Brian's things, his wizards and wyverns.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he found it riveting.
Oh, she wants him to be the villain so bad, and in some ways, I don't blame her for that. But it is clear to me that he doesn't benefit from losing his son.
He wrote down everything he did to us, and everything he did every day. He was scared shitless.
I bet.
So he was just typing up those reports, and he just stashed them in the campsite to make it look like the government.
This boombox looks familiar.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't know what you want me to say. We're in the middle of a fire that is at 22,000 acres and growing. Fast.
It's gonna burn all of this up.
Well, take a picture if you're so keen to remember it.
You're not?
I don't know.
I totally forgot about the camera.
You should see some of the stuff he was working on. I guess he had a lot of time on his hands.
I don't think she cares right now, bro.
He was rigging up stolen batteries to keep his stuff going.
I'm gonna stop, because I don't think that she is interested right now. Let's take some pictures. Why not? Can never be too sure. Someone tries to blackmail you in the future. 2 photos left.
He's got a radio base station up here. He was listening to us on that. He had quite the view.
Alright. I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. This is miserable. I'm like really sympathetic to Delilah's point of view right now, which is like, I just want to get the fuck out of here.
I know I should be relieved. Relieved that there's no evidence of us starting that fire. Relieved that we're not crazy. That there wasn't some conspiracy. But I'm not. He was a sweet kid. With a shitty father who hid out here like a coward after dumping him in a hole.
I think it was an accident. That doesn't mean he wasn't a shitty father.
I think it was an accident. And I don't think Ned meant to kill him.
We don't know what happened for sure.
Ned wanted his son to be able to climb and do the sorts of things he did himself, but Brian couldn't.
And how'd that turn out, Henry? I'm sorry. God, it would have been so easy to tell the truth and have him sent home. I can't stop thinking about it.
Don't blame yourself.
You didn't do anything wrong.
Yes, I did. And now I've got to decide whether I tell people that he's down there so they can retrieve the body or not. And if I do, I'm going to be asked about Ned Goodwin.
D?
Oh, fuck.
Is that a helicopter?
Yeah, hold on. Hey. No, there's one more. Yes, here, yeah. Yeah, he's coming. Okay, 1 second. Hey, they're here, but they're making rounds. They'll come back. I think I'm gonna go with them.
What? Yeah, go. It's okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah?
It's okay.
It's dangerous here, and if anything were to happen, then that would be on me, so.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you sure that's okay?
I said it was.
All right, I should go.
Have a safe flight.
All right, have a safe hike.
I'm not exactly sure if I'm going the right way to get there. I'm way off at Wapiti. I need to go back. Yeah, I'm not out here to make her start feeling guilty for leaving. I think that it's clear she should get out of here. I think some time and space to really think and feel through things is important for her right now. Besides, I'm a professional mountaineer now. I can truck through any ravine, any creek, any river. Through fire and flames and smoke. It's interesting how at this point in the story we now sort of parallel a flipped kind of role to Delilah, where we were the guilty one that she was consoling when we came out here, and now Henry's consoling a guilty Delilah.
the evac spot near the ravine. Delilah, are you there? Delilah?
Oh, she's already gone. Oh, wow. This is very clean. So she stole the pork pond sign. Is it Teddy Roosevelt? Lucian's Gambit. Is she a not a Sturgeon fan, I gather. A thrilling continuation of the best-selling series of novels that have gripped the world. When we last joined our hero, he had been separated from his allies by the evil Venom Fang, whose plot to conquer all of the mortal realms is nearing fruition. Lucian and Lux reunite the shards of truth to free Crindo from his entrapment. Huh. It's quite nerdy. Maybe she got into, like, reading fantasy after talking with Brian. Gosh, I love how detailed the environmental information is. Henry, what we know. White shorts. Hi, I'm Shelly. Oh, Shelly! I hope we still have her in our little pocket. I'm gonna save it. That's cute. The crossword she mentioned. I'm a little sad that she doesn't have a little turtle companion of her own, though.
Hello? Is anybody there?
Hi. Yeah, it's me. I'm back at the staging area near the trailhead. I think I see your truck.
Red? Colorado plates?
Yeah. It's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think there might be a raccoon living in it.
Make sure
That's okay.
he's comfy, I guess.
Yeah,
Hey,
I like
it
that.
shouldn't take long for the helicopter to reach you.
Okay.
There's a debrief in a situation like this. Lots of questions.
Shit. So,
It's a lot of tequila.
We found out an old lookout killed his only son and decided to become a lonely hermit.
Yes.
And we prevented one fire.
Started another.
So that's a wash.
Oh, I'll have to figure out what I'm doing every summer from now on that isn't this.
You're not coming back?
No. And you'll have to... I don't know.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know what's next.
Tell you what, why don't you choose for me and I'll choose for you?
All right, Sure. Maybe...
Come to Boulder with me. Move to Santa Fe. Santa Fe sounds nice.
Maybe move to Santa Fe. Open a jade emporium with your sister.
I'd be trading cute ski bums for yoga retreat hippies, but maybe that's not all bad.
Plus the margarita situation.
I mean, yeah.
So what about me?
I think you should go to Julia, and then you can figure it out. Maybe put that typewriter to good use. Give me a sexy accent or something if you write about this.
Yeah.
You gotta go see her.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Henry, Look, you came out to put your memories behind you, and they're still right there in front of you.
Of course you should go see her.
You're right. I mean, I think you're right.
Good.
When I get back, maybe I could,
We shouldn't focus on this summer. Next year we'll roll around, and then the year after that, and it's just, I don't know. My Aunt Judy called it a pause in the hallway of time.
Did your Aunt Judy smoke a lot of pot?
Yeah?
Well, you should try to take her advice, too.
Yeah, we'll see.
There's the helicopter.
They'll land back where you hiked up. Good luck, Henry.
You too.
You too. Good luck.
No. Henry, you keep it for yourself, okay? Bye, Hank.
I feel strange. I feel happy and I feel sad at the same time. It's a very strange feeling. The main feeling I come away with from a game like this, though, is appreciation. Because there's no hesitation in representing these characters as incredibly flawed and complicated. And I've always found this kind of a unique paradox of writing, which is that all of us are flawed, complex people. And yet, even though that's our default state, writing complex characters is really difficult, even though it's the only thing we know how to be. And I don't know exactly what that says about people, that maybe we want to idealize the human experience too much and find it difficult to capture its very many nuances. Because if it was easy to write something complicated and realistic, then we wouldn't find stories like this so impressive, where they capture very humanistic themes of accepting things we can't control, dealing with tragedies that we were connected to but not necessarily responsible for, and for how hard it is to actually do that and to nail it. The developers and writers and actors and everyone involved in the making this game really did an amazing job. I spend all of my days trying to help people make their lives a little less complex, and I can always appreciate when stories like this allow us to connect with those complicated ideas and not necessarily give us a clean resolution, because to me that says that it's okay to say to yourself that you can have peace without a clean resolution. It doesn't mean catching the bad guy. It doesn't mean, you know, Neil Black solves the crime. Like, resolution can be a lot of things. And You very rarely get an obvious stamp that tells you you have it. I don't know if these characters got what they were looking for in the end, but I do know that they had an experience that was important to them and changed them in pretty significant ways. And to me, that means that regardless of whether the experience is good or bad, it's meaningful. And meaning, however it comes to you, is always worth looking for.